Hey, welcome back. I just saw my face again on the recording, and oof, it's rough. I don't know. I'll just blame it on the lighting again, but God, it's hard to look at my face. Okay, it said before you enter the church area, go to a thorn. There's a thorny thing, and you go under the. Where's the church? Is this a church? There's a church. Okay, it says before you go to the church, there's a thorny bramble. Where's the thorny bramble? Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Okay, let me look up the walkthrough. It says, as a pumpkin, enter the church area and go to the left. Oh, enter the church area. This is the church area. Go to the left. It says there's going to be a slope. Is this the slope? No. Where's the thorny bramble? Enter. Okay. Before you hit the entrance to the maze, notice a small hole under the thorny hedge. I found it. Oh, here we go. That's hard to find. Okay, back to my note. I was going to talk about a TV show that I just watched. I gotta do that more. Because I watch a lot of TV, but I never really think I have too much interesting to say about it, but... I think this is okay. Oh. I watched Invincible, which I liked. It's pretty good. It's a cartoon. It's about a superhero. But it's like supposed to be a little bit extra realistic and like it's kind of gory and stuff. It's based on a comic book by Robert Kirkman. I like that. I don't know. He does a good job. I like The Walking Dead and I like this show now, so. I guess I'm gonna spoil it. It's only like 6 episodes, so you can just watch it real quick. Or maybe it's 8. So at the end of the first episode is about this Superman character called Omni-Man and his son, who's invincible. And so they set up Omni-Man as kind of like the Superman character, and then at the end of the first episode, he kills all the other people, like in his Justice League. Like he's the Superman, and he kills Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Like Wonder Woman is called Mega Girl or something, and then Aquaman's called like the Underwater Monster or something. They're called the Guardians of the Globe, but they're like the Justice League, and he kills all of them. And so that's like, whoa, the end of the first episode. I'm spoiling the whole thing, who cares? The thing that struck me about the last episode of the season was that the bad guy, the villain, Omni-Man, is talking to his son, Mark, and he's trying to explain, like, why he had to do it, and why this is a good thing, and it's good for Earth, and it's supposed to happen, and it needs to happen. He starts saying stuff like, because Omni-Man is from a planet called Viltrum, and Viltrumites live for, like, thousands of years. So he's like, a human life is insignificant. This person died today, but he would have died, 20 years later from cancer? What's the difference? The most important thing is this Viltrumite plan, like our plan to help humanity. The Viltrumite plan, I guess, is to kind of increase their empire to all the planets in the universe. And he's like, well, we're going to give them medicine, and we're going to give them technology, and they're all gonna be like us. And then the thing is like, well, if they resist, then they might kill all the people who are resisting. And so they've destroyed planets, and they've killed people, and they're gonna kill Earth, I guess, because I don't know. The story I'd have to think about it a little bit more because I'm not sure if it really makes sense to me, but I think I'm going to leave this place. I already got 6 jiggies. I'm going to go to the next one. But I don't want to be a pumpkin. Or maybe I do. I don't know. So he's saying stuff that like I was saying, which is a great thing for, was probably why I liked it so much, because it's a great thing for a villain to be like, oh wow, he's saying things that are true and I agree with him, but he's still like killing people, which I know is bad. Because when he was talking, I'm like, no, human life is worth something. And I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? You you don't believe that, do you? That human life is really has meaning and it has purpose? Didn't you just say you didn't believe that? But then when Omni-Man was like, he kills a guy and he's like, it doesn't matter. He was a human. He was going to be dead in 10 years anyway. Who cares? And then the good guy, Invincible's like, he could have had a life. He could have had a family. He could have lived and he could have been happy. And you took it away from him. You didn't even give him a chance. And then Omni-Man kind of says the same thing. He's just like, they're insignificant. I pity them. But I thought that was interesting because he's saying all this stuff and I'm like, wait, why don't I agree with him? I agree with everything he's saying. Why don't I want him to win? The obvious answer to me is like, well, he's killing people, and I know that that's bad. So, but what he's saying isn't untrue to me, right? Life is kind of meaningless, and I am going to be dead in 20 years anyway, so who cares? But no, I'm gotta be like invincible, and I'm gotta be like, no, life means something. But I really liked the show. I just spoiled it, but I guess the whole first season you're kind of wondering like, well, why did he do it? Why did he kill the guys? And then he tells you at the end. I guess I wish they would have had a more interesting way to tell you, like, the plan. I mean, the plan doesn't really make super much sense. They have to explain it a little bit more. And they're going to have a second season, which is nice, but the plan is, there's this planet called Viltrum where Omni-Man is from, and he tells his family, he tells his son and his wife, like, oh, Viltrum's just kind of like super altruistic. They send people like me to other planets to help them. But really they're like, they send those people there to prepare the planets for a colonization. But it doesn't really make sense, like, why Omni-Man was, like, helping people for 20 years on Earth. What was the plan? Why was he just helping people? And then at the end, he just decides to kill them? Why didn't he just do that at the beginning? It doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, I do have to be a pumpkin to get in there. Can I see? I'm gonna be a pumpkin and get back in there. Peter Pumpkin. Ooh. I knew I should. Ow! Well, this doesn't look good. Where am I now? Am I? Where's the thing that I have to go to? Oh, here it is. Right? Okay, should I do this tomorrow or no? I have to. Okay. Yeah, that was my note about Invincible. It's good. You should watch it. I don't usually. It's hard for me to get into like a new TV show, I guess. That's not true. But like it's hard. Since I've been taking this medicine that like makes me more normal, I've been crying less, like at TV shows and stuff. But I cried at the end of like the last episode of this one. It got me. I really liked it. And it's a cartoon too, which I never really liked cartoons. People always are like, oh, this cartoon, Family Guy, The Simpsons. I can never really get into it. I watch Rick and Morty, but that's just because it's Dan Harmon. I don't hate it, but it's whatever. It's not as much character stuff as I would like. Rick and Morty. It's a lot of good character stuff, but I would like more, I think. I liked the one recently where they were all... Oh, there was a new one this week and I didn't watch it. Oh, whatever. Today's Thursday and I haven't watched it yet. That's how much I like it. I forgot about it. There was one a couple weeks ago where everybody was clones. And that was fun. But that's it. Is that it? No, I have another minute. I'm going to go through that pumpkin hole tomorrow. There's another tiny note. Well, this is a weird little note that I thought of. I'm training this person at work. And he said something to me recently that was weird to me. He said, oh, I remember you all, like, I was teaching him to do something, and I'm like, okay, you do this thing, and I won't tell you what to do. And he was getting stuck. He's like, oh, I remember you always telling me about this one part, and like what I'm supposed to do. And I was like, what? You remember me telling you something? That's a new experience. People don't remember me telling them anything, because I never tell anybody anything. I remember, sometimes people say, oh, I remember you did this, or I remember we went to this place together. But they're never like, oh, I remember you told me this thing, and it's important, and I remember it. That never happens. I thought that was interesting. It's kind of nice. And I'm teaching him, and he's learning, and like, oh, I know why people like being teachers now, because like when someone can do something by themselves, you're like, oh, before they couldn't do it, and then they talked to me, and now they can do it. So like, that's kind of cool. The only difference is me. It makes you feel good. Like, I taught him to do this thing. And he's doing a good job, and that's because of me. That's fun. Can't see. Okay, I'm gonna go through this hole. I'll save it for tomorrow so I have... Okay, don't fall, don't fall. Yeah, we'll do tomorrow. See ya. Bye.